Hello everybody and welcome back to Odin's movie blog. I am the critic who is a cynic. Hope you're doing well. And today I just want to start off by saying thank you. Thank you so much to everyone that has recently subscribed to the channel. Yesterday's video, I have no words to express to show my appreciation for every single person that not only watched the video but left a comment, and most of the comments were, for the most part, very positive and supportive, and all I have to say is thank you so much. If you're new to this channel, thank you for subscribing. It really does mean the world to me. And I mentioned this on my live stream last night, I am just a high school teacher, and the fact that I have a channel that is literally 5 subs at this point, at the time of recording, away from 8,000 subscribers is just insane. I never thought that I would ever get to this point. I never thought monetization, let alone, would happen. And so I just got to give a huge shout out and thank you to all my new subscribers, and also, of course, to the ones that have been around for a while, because even though the new subs, I appreciate you for your love and for all of your help over this the past 24 hours. But also, the ones who've been with me for a while, you are the ones that have helped to build this channel. You are the ones that have helped to have the content of this channel grow, expand, and on top of that, you've helped me grow as a person as well. And I just want to start off by saying I'm never going to forget where I come from, who helped me get to where I am. And I'm still, I'm so small. I am such a small channel. I do this for fun. And it's been such a freaking blast all the way through, and you guys are the reason for that, and I'm never going to forget that. So please, as I say almost every time during the live streams, if you ever need advice or any advice that I could possibly give at this stage, or if you want to talk or have a question, I have an email address. You can direct message me on Twitter, and I respond to everything that is sent to me. So thank you all so much for being a part of this channel, first and foremost. Now, on to business. So, obviously, yesterday's video was a very important one for me to make because it is something that needed to be said. Now, I know that some people have gone around after trying to say it's not actually Disney, it's actually Warner Chappell, and therefore it's Warner Brothers that you need to be going after. But at the end of the day, Disney is involved. And the reason why I know this is because of the fact that it came from the man himself, Star Wars Theory. Star Wars Theory is the one that mentioned Disney filing the claim on the video. You know, he's the one that talked to them and they responded. And in the response, he mentions both Warner Chappell and Disney. So they're involved some way or the other. I don't know how much they're involved. I don't know exactly how they tie into each other. But Disney is involved no matter how you want to spin it. And the fact that Disney not only copyrighted the video, and yes, copyrighted, not copyright strike. That's one thing that someone in the comments mentioned that, and you're totally right. A copyright strike would mean the video had been taken down. That is not the case. It was copyrighted and claimed by Disney and Warner Chappell for some music that apparently was similar to Star Wars, even though it was not exactly taken directly from the Star Wars movies. With that being said, it was claimed. Now, the second thing that happened, and the response that he made, you know, not too long after that, when he got a response from Warner Chappell and Disney about, you know, hey, I kind of want to challenge this because this is my project, I followed the rules, etc. What's going on? They said, oh, you can challenge it, but if you do, we're going to strike your channel, and also the video itself is going to go away. So basically, the options that he has are allow Disney, Warner Chappell, to continue to take money from him for a project that they had nothing to do with, for a project that they put nothing into, which is already ludicrous, or risk losing his channel. Now, obviously, he is a person that cares a lot about the people that are involved with his channel, the people who've been supporting him, and obviously he's put a lot of hard work into his channel on top of that, and I know that he doesn't want to risk that. I personally say, hey, go ahead and risk it, man, because you know that we're going to have your back. If you need legal support, you know that we're going to provide for whatever it is that you need to, because we are a part of this community with you, man. We are Star Wars fans, but also, too, we are fans of fans. You know, people who have a passion, people who are able to put original content out there and work their ass off to make their dreams come true, we're going to support that. And so whatever it is you want to do, man, obviously it's up to you to do that. But I just want you to know we're there to have your back. And I know that you don't want to risk it. Hey, as my dogs are also showing their anger and frustration, I know that you don't want to risk your channel, and I respect that. But just know that we will have your back regardless of what you do. So yeah, they responded back to him and said, we're going to take your channel down, we're going to take the video down, etc. And this just adds to the pettiness of Disney. And this just adds, obviously, to my anger and frustration. But the reason why I'm not nearly as angry or as animated today is because this just shows me that Disney is in a terrible place right now. Disney is having one of the worst weeks, one of the worst past 7 days that I think I've ever seen in a company. Now, some people might say, oh, but the profits from Marvel, et cetera, so they're not doing that bad. The stocks are looking pretty good. But I'm talking about, like, perception. I'm talking about public perception. This alone taints their public perception by a great amount. This not only has poured an entire gasoline tank, a tank or freighter, on the Phantom Menace movement. And that's right, I am repping the Phantom Menace shirt. Cannot wait to wear this at Celebration, among with my Soylent shirt and any other shirts that come about from the next, from now until then, especially after the Star Wars nonsense, especially one that I really want to make called Come At Me Disney, because seriously, come at me. I'm right here. Oh my gosh, in my live stream, guess what, guys? Guess what? If you want to claim a video, go check out my last live stream where I played a clip of me playing oh my gosh, the Imperial March. I was singing it. Can you imagine? I was singing the Imperial March. In fact, my video yesterday, I did the same thing. You're gonna claim me now? Come at me. Come at me, Disney. I'm right here. I'm not going anywhere. You can take down my channel. I'll challenge you. You can take down my channel, and guess what? I will make another one, and I will rebuild, because at the end of the day, I do this because it's fun. I do this because I have a damn good time doing it. And I try to provide some mostly family-friendly content. That's why I don't curse. That's why I don't try and show images or do things other channels might do. And I'm not going against those channels. It's just, that's just who I am. That's the kind of personality that I have. But at the end of the day, I will rebuild. And I know that I've got people out there that support me. I know that I have people out there that care about me. That's what you don't have right now, Disney. You are just crapping the water so much. You are ruining things for yourself. You are tearing down and destroying this once great IP that is Star Wars. The fact that Star Wars now is so toxic is not because of the fans. It's not because of Star Wars Theory or Geeks and Gamers or Ethan Van Sciver or me or anyone else. It's because of you. It's because of the way you treat the fans. I mean, this is just one example of that. You are going after a YouTube channel's fan film. Yes, it's a high quality film, and yes, I like it. But at the end of the day, it's a YouTube channel's fan film, and you're going after them, taking away the money that they should be earning from the project. Oh my God, but they're using our characters and they're basing their score off our music. I don't give a damn. It is his work. He put his cash into it. He hired those actors. He put all of his own money into the project. He should be reaping the benefits. But even then, he said, even then, when he was originally making this film, he talked to you guys. He said, what do I have to do? And he said, hey, you told him, hey, you can't make any money off of this. You can't crowdfund, etc. And he followed all of your rules, and that was still not good enough. And then on top of that, as soon as it started doing well, and as soon as fans started to say, hey, this is a Star Wars that I want, what did you do? Oh, well, we're going to make some money off of this. Let's claim it right now. So that's already bad. You already have bad optics when it comes to the Star Wars community, because we were already pissed off before. Now we're even more pissed off. And now also you're adding more people to the cause. Now you're adding more people who are saying, oh no, this is absolutely ridiculous. Because even if they're not officially a Phantom Menace person, they're at least a pro Star Wars theory. Like the fact that he's been featured now on channels that have been very much shills towards, shills towards Disney, and are saying this is ridiculous and Disney's overstepping, should tell you all that you need to know about why Disney is not in a very good state. But let's talk about some other events that have happened over the past week. I think people forget, last 2 weeks, a lot has happened. Remember that the Disney CEO, Bob Iger, deleted his Twitter account just out of the blue after some very bizarre and weird comments. He made comments about the theme parks and essentially got a lot of heat for it. And that's why he had to say, for the record, I love Expedition Everest and the whole land around it, and I never suggested otherwise. It is distinct, not nondescript, as its popularity suggests. And this is his response after having said something that seemed to indicate that he didn't like it or that he was going to replace it with something. And then, of course, there's the now infamous tweet from him when he said, fasten your seatbelts for a wild ride. I think we should build a Captain Marvel land and 50 Captain Marvel attractions, plus Captain Marvel cruise ships, hotels, restaurants, and parade. And it just came across as an unhinged person. And this is the guy that's the head of the corporate, the head of Disney, the CEO of Disney. And it just seems like he's unhinged. Now, of course, there are people out there, and I'm one of them, that says maybe his account was hacked. Maybe that's the reason why it eventually just got deleted. But we've got no confirmation. Disney has not made a public statement about it. So all we can suggest is that, no, he kind of went a little crazy, and then they decided just to get rid of it altogether. I mean, it's just, it's insane. Because even Captain Marvel herself, Brie Larson, responded to this on her own personal Twitter saying, can I get this in writing? And Bob Iger responded. So you got this craziness right here. And this is all in light of the fact that they have just been pushing this narrative. Oh my God, the Captain Marvel numbers are so good. Oh my God, ticket sales, guys. Ticket sales are so good. The top 3 already of MCU films for pre-sale tickets. Oh my God, it's outpacing everything. It's on pace almost to outpace Black Panther. Oh my God, that means it's going to be a multi-billion-dollar film. No, it's not. This film's not going to reach $1 billion because now not only do you have Disney that's being tarnished by the Star Wars nonsense, but you were already pushing the edge by creating and putting out there and forcing essentially a boring character that many people don't know who they are, and that's saying, she's the future. We don't care what you think. We don't care if you like her already. We don't care what you have to say about it. She is the future because she's a woman. That is the narrative that they were pushing out there, which is already going to keep a lot of people from seeing the film. But I'm still saying from the very beginning, I'm going to wait to see those opening weekend numbers. If it does well opening weekend, I will call it like it is, and I will say, all right, guys, it's on pace to do well. But if it does not live up to the hype, if it does not live up to it, I will call them out for that too. But let's just keep in mind, let's go back in time for a second to another movie called Solo Star Wars Story, a Star Wars movie, the first Star Wars film in history, the first I don't know why I keep saying Star Wars movie in history to lose money and to lose big, $200 million at the box office. Solo was outpacing Black Panther double. It doubled the Fandango pre-sales. And people were saying, oh my God, it's going to be big. All the people that are hating on Disney because of The Last Jedi, oh my gosh, you have no idea what you're talking about. Well, Black Panther, which it outpaced, made $1.3 billion. Solo made less than $400 million. This film lost $200 million. This film made a couple $100 million rather, when you take into account how much it cost and marketing and things like that. So again, successful, made money, lost money. But yet Solo doubled Black Panther's haul in pre-sales, and yet somehow that's supposed to have us think that Captain Marvel is going to be the biggest film ever? So you already got a little, craziness going on here because people are trying to say pre-sales, and they're overhyping this movie. They really are. Even if this film is good, even if this film is just a solid MCU film, they are overselling it so much that they are setting themselves up for failure. This is going to be a sub-billion-dollar project, and they're going to expect it to make more than that. But if this film doesn't perform in the opening weekend, guess what? It's only a month out after that you finally get Endgame. And Endgame is going to be the biggest movie of 2019. I suspect that Endgame has the potential to be another $2 billion movie because it's going to be the biggest event in Marvel Cinematic history. Not Captain Marvel. Captain Marvel's not even featured in the Endgame trailer. And yet Endgame has more views than all of the Captain Marvel trailers combined. But no, Captain Marvel is the future. Craziness. Absolute craziness. Then you also have this. The fact that Disney is continuing to show it has no original content anymore. They've just announced today that Disney's latest live-action remake is going to be Hunchback of Notre Dame. Which, let me say right off the bat, this might be my favorite animated feature. My favorite Disney animated feature. I love this I love this growing up. The score is one of my favorite scores of all time. This and Hercules, top two scores, top two favorite animated films of all time. But even I, loving this movie, loving this concept, loving the characters of the animated version, not even the original, but the animated version that Disney made. I don't want a live action because the original is perfect the way it is. And second, I want new ideas, but Disney's out of them. And even though some people might say this is good news or how can you spin this as bad? This is continuing that narrative that Disney is out of ideas, that Disney is not innovating anymore. And if you want even more proof of that, don't look just to the fact that Star Wars is starting to lose money. Don't look to the fact that they are producing these films that people are not really that excited for because guess what? No one really wanted them. Very much like Solo, no one wanted it, and guess what? No one saw it. I'm not saying that these other films are not going to do nearly as well, but at the same time, they're not going to be the huge project that they think that they're going to get. But then also, over the last, few days, we've had this announcement that EA has canceled a Star Wars open world game. So this has not been a good week for Disney. And I know that some people might say this is kind of like a haphazard video kind of going all over the place, but I think the whole point of this is try to say that Disney is not in a good position right now. Disney is losing money, especially in Star Wars. Yeah, their Marvel content might be producing, but Captain Marvel might be the beginning of the end of that if they try and turn that into identity politics driven narrative, which is what they've done with Star Wars, which is one of the many reasons why Star Wars is not doing well. But if they go the same route as Marvel Comics, which has become very SJW, and one of the many reasons why Marvel Comics is not doing well as it used to, well, then you can kiss the MCU goodbye too. You'll eventually start to see the MCU not do well. Now, I don't think that's going to happen because Kevin Feige is a smart man. Kevin Feige knows how to play the game. He has not had a movie yet that's done that. The closest one was Black Panther, but I will say this, in all honesty, it was the media's coverage of Black Panther that was more identity politics driven than the actual movie itself. Though the movie itself definitely had certain parts in it that definitely made me cringe. But at the end of the day, you got games that are being canceled. You've got toys that aren't being bought, as the financial report. Again, look it up for yourself. The SEC filing that Disney made. They are losing money in Star Wars content. The fact that you have the Disney CEO that's kind of just going crazy, going AWOL. We don't really know what's going on. He's not really telling anybody. The fact that they're overselling and overhyping a movie that is set to disappoint. Maybe not disappoint as much as Solo did, but keep this in mind. If we're going to base everything on pre-sale tickets, which you should know at this point, Disney, because you just had a movie that outpaced a Marvel film that lost money at the box office. This is not a good week. The Star Wars theory is on its own. It's on its own level, which is why it has its own video. But I think it's important for us to keep in mind and to understand that Disney is in a very bad place. Star Wars alone is in a very dangerous, precarious situation. And if Disney wants to win fans back, not just in Star Wars, but in Disney in general, they got to stop making some changes at the top. And obviously, I think Bob Iger has some potential as a leader, but he obviously has a lot of issues too. And if nothing is done about Star Wars, especially the Star Wars theory debacle, when we get to episode 9 in December, it's going to be a really bad night for them. It's going to be an embarrassing night for them, in fact. And that's why I just cannot wait for Star Wars Celebration. Anyway, guys, what are y'all's thoughts about this? I know I went a little bit long today, but I think it was important for us to cover just how bad it's actually been optically for Disney this week. I mean, this is obviously the biggest story out of all of it, but, you know, Disney CEO going crazy, kind of. You know, the fact that they're focusing so much attention on pre-sale tickets kind of makes you wonder, okay, do they really have confidence in this movie if they're caring more about pre-sales than anything else? Because pre-sales don't equal success. The fact that they have a live-action game from EA that's been canceled. You know, the fact that they are losing ideas and losing original content for the very fact that they are raising not only prices for their parks, but also, too, they are continuing to try and make money off of previous content and previous material. It's not a good look for them, and it doesn't look good for them going forward. But anyway, guys, thank you all so much for watching. If you like this video, smash that like button, give me a sub, give me a subscribe. You are all amazing and beautiful people. And also, thank you again so much for all the support and all the love over the past 24 hours. Love you guys so much. Have a great day. And as always, God bless.